Start?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is a story by Aaron Shepard. Okay. And the story is called Gift of Walidad. So Walidad used to be a ragged old grass cutter. Okay. And he would make his living by cutting grass in the morning, and in the evening he would go sell the grass in the marketplace. So every day he would make 30 paisa a day, and 10 of that he would spend on his food and stuff, 10 on clothing and the house and the hut that he had, and 10 he would save in an earthen pot and keep it under his bed. So every day went by, and he would keep making small share of his saving he would save in this pot. And this went on and on and on, and he grew older and older and older. And one fine day he decided, okay, now let's take a look at what is in the pot. I'm anyway growing old. I don't need all the money. I'm getting by just fine. Everything is okay. Let me see what's there in the pot. Now the pot was full of coins up to the brim. Okay. Now he's like, I don't need so much money. What do I do with this? And he says, okay, idea. Let me go to the goldsmith next door, and maybe I can make something out of it. So he goes, visits the goldsmith, and then the guy says, maybe I can make you a beautiful gold bracelet out of this. So he makes a gold bracelet. And now he's like, what do I do with this now? Then he goes to his merchant friend, who's a merchant next door, and his name is Omar. He goes to Omar and says, Omar, tell me something. Who's the noblest of ladies you know in this world? So the Omar says, 300 kilometers down east, there is this palace of Keistan, the kingdom of Keistan, and the princess there is the noblest of all I know. So he says, okay, do something for me. Whenever you go that way, present this bracelet from me to her. So Omar says, okay. So whenever he goes there, he says to the princess, this is a gift from Walidad. She's very impressed. Oh, beautiful bracelet. Okay, good. Now how can I just let him go without giving him anything? So she goes and brings a camel full of finest silks and tells him, take it back to Walidad. Now he comes back with a gift and he's like, oh, I was just trying to get rid of a bag of coins and now I have a camel with the finest silks. What do I do with this? Then he says, Omar, tell me something. Who is the noblest king of all noblest man in the world? And Omar says, 300 kilometers to the west, there is this guy whose name is, who's the king of Nekaba. So this prince is the noblest of everybody in the world. So then he says, do me a favor, whenever you go west, take this camel with the finest silks and give it to this king. He says, okay. And so he does. He gives the king the camel with the silks and he's blown away. Oh, beautiful silk. I've never seen such fine silk in the world. So he says, okay, now I should let him return empty-handed. So he sends him 12 horses. Now Walidad is impressed. What do I do with this? I mean, I was just trying to get rid of a bag of coins and now I have all these horses. So he says, okay, keep two of those horses for yourself. Rest of them, go take it to the princess, he says. So Omar in his next visit to Keistan gives this princess all the other horses. And the princess is like confused. What is he trying to do? Why is he sending me all these gifts? So she calls the prime minister and says, what is this man up to? Why is he giving me gifts? What do I do with this now? So the prime minister says, maybe he's trying to show off his wealth. Give him something he can't surpass. So the queen says, okay, I'll send him 20 mules loaded with silver. And now Walidad is like, my God, what am I going to do with this? So he says, Omar, please keep 2 of these mules with the silver and the rest of them send it to the king. And so the king is now very flustered. What is he up to? Why is he trying to show off his wealth? What is he trying to show? The prime minister comes in and says, yes, he's, I think, doing the same thing. He's trying to show that he is very generous and there can't be a king better than him. We have to show him that we are better off and give him something he just can't compete with us. So he loads 20 camels with gold, 20 elephants with gold and 20 horses with gold. Sends 20 servants along to take care of all of these and sends it to this guy, Walidad. Walidad is totally confused now. He's like, I was just trying to get rid of a bag of coins and now I have all this stuff I don't know what to do with. And then he says, Omer, please do me this one last favor. Take two of each of these animals in the gold on it, and the rest of it give it to the princess. Omer is delighted. He's like, oh, so much gold for nothing? Yeah, why not? So he takes all of it, goes to the princess and says, ma'am, here's a gift from Malika. And the queen is totally perplexed. She's like, oh God, what is going on? Right? And the prime minister says, I know what he's up to. He wants to marry you. He's just trying to shower you with gifts. And then he says, okay, if that's the case, maybe we should pay him a visit. And so they take a caravan and try to go to the village of Walida. And they of course take the help of the merchant. So merchant is showing him the way. And as they, take the journey, as they go through it, they're tired and they say, okay, I think we should camp here. And maybe the merchant should send word to this guy that, okay, they're coming the next morning. So they go. And the next day, this guy, the merchant, goes to Walida and says, see, the princess wants to meet you now because he's sending her gifts. Now he's completely perturbed. He's like, oh God, what is this? I don't know what has come to me. I've been a fool. I only wanted to get rid of a bag of coins, and now I'm, I don't know what's coming now. What calamity is coming now. I don't want this. So he says, I don't want all of this. Then the merchant just tries to calm him down. Nothing is going to happen. Just talk to her. She just wants to meet you. So he goes his way, and this guy's not able to sleep. He's tossing and turning in his bed. And the next day morning, at the crack of dawn, he looks out. He peeps out. Nobody's around. He says, okay, this is the time to run away. And he's running as far as possible from the hut, and then there he sees two paris coming down from the paradise. They come there and stop, and they're glowing with the wings fluttering in the air. And they look at him and say, stop there, Walida. And Walida is like, I'm sorry, I know I've done a foolish thing. Let me go, I'll not ever come back to this village. And Walida, the pari says, I understand you're a poor old ragged grass cutter, but you have a heart of gold. You are a very generous man, better than a king could be. And she touches him finally. And all his poor ragged clothes, they just turn to beautiful fine silk, and there is a beautiful turban with a jewel on it, and he looks nice and rich. He turns around to see what happens to his hut. The hut is just now transformed to a beautiful palace. It's gold and a lot of servants, and it looks beautiful inside. He's not able to digest anything going on around him. He just walks inside to see what's going on. There's a servant coming from the east, and he says, there's a caravan coming from the east, there's a princess sitting there. And another one comes and says, there's a caravan coming from the west, there's a king in that. So he comes out to greet these two. And the queen comes and says, oh, so you are Walida, I wanted to meet you. You've been so generous, thank you so much. And then she glances on the other side, there is this king approaching. She says, who is this guy? He looks very good. Who is this king? And he says, this is the king of Nekabad. He's a very noble man. You must meet him. And he goes to greet the king. The king says, I'm very glad to meet such a generous man. But tell me, who is that princess? She looks beautiful. And then he says, this is the queen of Kestan. We should meet each other. And as soon as they meet each other, they fall in love. And then soon they get married in the place where this guy is staying. And after some time, after all the festivities is over, they go their ways. And now he's happy that everything is over, settled. He sleeps well. The next day morning at the crack of dawn, again he creeps out of his house and he's about to go again. And the paris stop him. And he says, what is it again? Where are you going? He says, I just wanted to be a ragged old grass cutter. What is all this? I don't want any of this. Then he says, the paris says, this is what you want, so you shall be. And in the next moment, he's back to becoming the grass cutter, and his old hut is back. So he's back to doing his business, and so he goes on with his life. And once in a while, he does think of the king and queen, but he knows that he should never give them anything again. That's it.